For most Americans, the idea of China is a distant concept, shrouded in mystery and misconception. When I tell people back home about the gleaming modern cities or the incredibly low cost of living, their reactions are almost always shock and disbelief. The notion that you can get a Michelin-recommended meal for less than $4 seems like a fantasy. Yet it's a reality I live every day. My name is Lisa Jackson, and at 35 years old, I've been living in China since 2019. I grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. After college, I was drawn to New York City and spent a decade in reality TV production. The city was electric, but the relentless grind slowly took its toll. I was consistently working grueling 70-hour weeks for 10 long years. In my 20s, I felt like a 50-year-old woman trapped in a younger body. The constant fatigue was bone deep. Worse still, despite the long hours, I was trapped in the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, making any hope of getting ahead feel impossible. The breaking point didn't come with a dramatic crash, but with a quiet, powerful realization. One morning, I just woke up and it clicked. It just clicked. A moment of absolute clarity where I saw that the life I was leading was not the one I wanted for myself. In that moment, a new idea began to form. A plan to leave New York and everything I knew behind. I wanted a complete reset, and that somewhere turned out to be China. Saying goodbye to my family and friends was incredibly difficult, layered with profound uncertainty. I didn't know when I would see them again. The vast distance and time difference made the future of our communication feel fragile and unknown. Fear was a constant companion in the days leading up to my departure. The thought of the 15-hour flight was daunting. A long, suspended period between my old life and my new one. I was scared about simple things, like what food I would eat and whether I could navigate a menu I couldn't read. I was scared about embarking on a brand new career as a teacher, a profession I had no experience in. Despite the fear, there was excitement bubbling beneath the surface. This excitement became my armor, trumping my anxiety and fear. My journey began in 2019 when I first moved to Beijing. For 4 years, I lived and taught in China's capital, slowly adapting to the rhythm of life there. It was a period of immense learning and growth. Then, in 2023, I decided it was time for another change. I relocated to Chengdu, a city known for its spicy cuisine, laid-back teahouse culture, and giant pandas. I have been living in Chengdu ever since, building a new home and sense of self in this vibrant metropolis. It's here that I've truly started to thrive. Chengdu might be a place you've never heard of, but it is one of the biggest and most important cities in China. The city is home to over 20 million people, a number that's hard to comprehend until you experience the endless energy of its streets. Now, I am one of those 20 million residents, a tiny speck in a massive urban landscape that has somehow managed to feel like home. The city has a unique charm, blending its rich history with a forward-looking dynamism that is truly captivating. One of my favorite things is visiting places like Wenshu Monastery, where you might see a monk releasing a duck into a pond, wishing it good luck. Navigating this massive city is surprisingly simple, thanks to its incredibly efficient public transportation system. I take the subway every single day to get to work, and it's a breeze to use. All signs are clearly marked in both English and Chinese, and all announcements are made in both languages, making the system virtually foolproof for foreigners like me. A typical round-trip subway journey costs me 2 Chinese yuan. That's just 28 US cents. It's a tiny fraction of what I used to spend on a single subway ride in New York City. These days, I work as a university teacher, which offers a much healthier work-life balance. My main responsibility is teaching essay writing to first-year students. I work a total of only 18 hours per week, spread across just 4 days. That schedule leaves me with plenty of time for my own interests, hobbies, and social life. My current yearly salary is $30,000 US. While that might sound like poverty-level wages in the United States, here in China, it places me comfortably in the upper middle class. I'm not just surviving, I'm living large. One of the most life-altering differences is the cost of housing. Spacious 3-bedroom apartment with a balcony, prime downtown location, 5-minute walk to subway. Total monthly rent, $556. But it gets even better. My job pays half my rent, so I only pay $278 per month. The financial benefits go far beyond housing. I receive comprehensive healthcare insurance completely free of charge. My school provides an annual flight allowance of $1,200, letting me visit family or travel without dipping into savings. The low cost of living shows up in weekly grocery bills. I can eat incredibly well on a very small budget. Typical shopping trip: 4 large bags of groceries, fresh vegetables, fruits, a bottle of sesame oil. Total cost, $9.04. In a month, I spend about $75 on groceries. I can cook healthy, delicious meals without the financial strain I felt in the US. If I crave American food like the Cheesecake Factory, expect American prices, around $60 for a meal. But eating like a local, costs are drastically lower. A huge bowl of freshly made noodles for just $2. I budget about $150 a month for eating out. That lets me enjoy the city's incredible food scene frequently without financial guilt. My apartment is my sanctuary. The living room is my favorite spot, with this huge sectional couch perfect for lounging after teaching. I bought myself a projector, turning my living room into a home cinema where I can stream Netflix, HBO Max, and Hulu. The third bedroom, which came without a bed, has been transformed into my personal wardrobe and getting ready space. It has this clever built-in laundry feature, a retractable hanging line that's perfect for someone my height. The kitchen is small, but for just one person, it's perfectly functional. These details make the space feel uniquely suited to my needs. Making friends with local people in Chengdu is surprisingly easy. The residents are warm, curious, and welcoming. I have local friends who have taught me so much about their culture. I've also found a strong sense of community among other expatriates. There's an immediate bond when you meet someone who understands the unique experience of being an outsider. Staying connected with family in the United States remains a priority. I video call my mom regularly. These calls are a lifeline, helping to keep the bonds of home strong. Despite how much I love my life here, it's not without challenges. China is largely homogeneous, and as a Black woman, I stick out like a sore thumb. I cannot go a single day without someone pointing and saying in Chinese, "Look, there's a foreigner. Look, there's a Black person." While usually born of curiosity rather than malice, the constant attention can be mentally draining and serves as a reminder that I am an outsider. The homesickness goes beyond missing people. It's missing the simple understanding of how things work. Here, everything requires conscious effort. I feel completely safe here, both as a woman and as a woman of color. The overall crime rate in China is remarkably low, creating an atmosphere of ease and security I never fully experienced in the United States. While these challenges can be taxing, they have been a source of immense personal growth, forcing me to become more resilient, adaptable, and open-minded. One of the most tangible rewards has been the complete transformation of my financial situation. Besides teaching, I also work as a YouTuber and content creator. By combining both incomes, I can save up to $1,000 every month. With the money I've saved, I've been able to pay off a substantial portion of my student loans. The weight of that debt is finally beginning to lift. I plan on buying a house, but not in the United States. I've saved enough money to pursue a different dream, buying a little casita on the beach in Mexico. I have my fingers crossed that this plan will become reality. The ability to save isn't just a number, it's the power to pay off debt, invest in my future, and dream without crushing anxiety. Living in China has taught me so much about myself. My self-confidence has skyrocketed because I've had to advocate for myself and step outside my comfort zone every day. There's an old saying about New York: if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Throw that away and apply it to China. I may not stay in China forever, but I'm not the same person who arrived. I am stronger, more confident, and I have a clearer vision of the life I want. This experience was the ultimate education. My financial turnaround has been key to my personal growth, proving that sometimes the most unconventional path can lead to the greatest rewards. I'm excited for what's next.